Hello, thank you to everyone that's joining us today. We have a short show for you. Fortunately, due to some scheduling conflicts, we lost some of our panelists today, but that does not diminish the quality because we have Mr. Tom Nichols, our DI guru here, and Rob Reedy will be emceeing today. If you have any questions for these gentlemen during the presentation, you can enter them into the chat or Q&A panels, and we'll read them off for you. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Rob Reedy.
Thanks, Lisa, and welcome everyone to CPS Live. As she mentioned, I'm taking over for Tom Verkler today. He's got some big shoes to fill, but I will do my best. Today, we've got a unique CPS Live for you. Typically, we'll share sales ideas and concepts across all of our lines of business that are generating new revenue for the advisors that we support. Today, we're going to give the entire time slot to Tom Nichols. Tom Nichols founded our disability income department many years ago, and he's done an incredible job growing it over the years, and he's got some great concepts to share with you. So with that, let me turn it over to Tom Nichols.
Excellent. Thank you, Rob, and welcome everybody. I started the disability income department back in 2005, and we hadn't done any disability income prior to that. And we went from 0 to 100 miles an hour. And now today we are one of the nation's leading distributors for disability income. And so I am really proud of the success of the department. And of course, we appreciate all the business that you send us, and you find value in the sales ideas that we share with you to help you grow your business. And one of the things I'm going to talk about today is really bringing it back to the basics. And people are always, the number one reason why I'm seeing people aren't selling more disability insurance, because they tend to forget really what the basics are. And because usually they'll ask, hey, do you have disability income protection? Oh yeah, I got coverage through my employer, or we got a group LTD plan. And so the number one sales idea I want to share with you today is go to your corporate clients and ask them if they offer group LTD. And if they do, don't let the conversation stop right there, because many companies offer group LTD coverage for their employees, their executives, their owners, but yet the highly compensated are walking around with this false sense of security. And the reason I say that is because these group long-term disability policies, many don't realize those benefits are also going to be taxable to you if you become disabled and receive benefits. If the employer is paying the premium, the benefits are going to be taxable. So I'm going to get 60% of my earnings if I get sick or hurt. But after I pay taxes on it, I'm really closer to 42% of my pre-disability earnings. Now, I don't know anybody who's ever gotten sick or hurt to the point where they can't work and their expenses went down. More than likely their expenses have gone up. So that's a pretty serious pay cut. But also, that's just one reason we should talk about it. But number two, those benefits are going to be capped out. There's going to be a maximum benefit there. So if I'm a highly compensated executive, or if I'm a business owner and I'm taking higher income, the benefits might be capped out at $6,000 a month, or maybe $10,000 a month. And so if I'm making $400,000 a year and they're capped out at 10 taxable, that's, again, I'm not even getting 60% anymore. Okay. And then lastly, number three, and you can write these down, I'll cover it again in just a minute. Number three is that many times not all of your compensation will be included, such as bonuses, commissions, overtime, K1 earnings. Usually it's just your base salary that would be included in a group LTD policy. So remember, one, the benefits are taxable if the employer is paying the premium. Number two, there's a cap on the amount that they'll pay out each month. And number three, not all of the compensation can be included. Usually it's just your base coverage. And especially for the business owners who may not be taking W-2 earnings, they taking just K1 or pass-through income at the end of the year, that's usually the largest part of their earnings. And we want to make sure that that gets covered. Now, I want to share an example with you on a case that we did where we had a law firm with 20 lives. And there were probably over half of them were attorneys, but they had a couple of staffers, a couple paralegals that were included in this group. And so I'm going to share with you just a quick little scenario right here. So this is what we call a scatter graph, and it breaks down the owners of the company, which are up here. These are the equity owners of the law firm, all attorneys, a couple more attorneys down here, but they've got a group LTD policy in place with $11,000 monthly benefit. So as you can see, most of the people in the green right here, these are the staffers and the attorneys. They're going to be fine covered under their group policy, but you've got these attorneys and the equity owners that are going to fall way short of the plan. So what can we do to make the plan a little bit more appealing? I'll scroll down here and share with you. We were able to go in and offer an additional $10,000 monthly benefit. Now, this is called guaranteed standard issue. So there's no underwriting, it's guaranteed issue. So even if they've got underlying health problems, heart problems, diabetes, cancer history, doesn't matter. They're guaranteed coverage. So we're now taking them from $11,000 to $21,000 of monthly benefit. And so the monthly premium on this is $1,500. So about $19,000 of commissionable premium to that advisor. Now, the advisor who brought this to me, all he did was bring me a census. Okay, so we were able to take the census, put the plan together. We got a conference call together with the equity owners, and they were interested. Because they did have some underlying health problems with a few of them, and they thought this is a great opportunity for us. So they jumped at the opportunity to get the additional coverage with no underwriting. I was able to walk the advisor through the process. Now, a lot of people don't want to be disability income experts. I get that. You know, I'm a property casualty agent. I'm a money manager, portfolio manager in disability insurance. I don't have time. And that's where we come in because we also work at point of sale with advisors. So we'll share the revenue, and myself, my associate, Steve Jones, we're able to drive the bus all the way to the finish line, put the advisor on the application for servicing and renewal commissions, and we'll do all the heavy lifting. So there's opportunities out there, but I think the moral of the story is when somebody says, oh, I've got group coverage, don't let that be the end of the story, because many advisors will go, okay, they got coverage, I'm going to check that box and move on to the next activity, where sometimes you want to get down into the weeds. Well, what questions do I ask? Well, many times it's just getting the booklet from the human resources or the plan administrator, get the booklet and let me send it over to my folks at CPS and let them have a review. And that way we can come back to you and let you know, if we could put them in a better position, we probably will. If we can't, we'll tell you, hey, they're in a great position. There's nothing we can do. And I think that's a value add as an advisor to let them know that, yeah, they've got a good plan in place and there's nothing we can do to enhance it. So with that being said, I know that Rob does have some things he wants to share on the life insurance side, but again, always ask your clients, do you have an income protection plan if you were to get sick or hurt? We're not calling it disability insurance anymore because nobody's going to become disabled, but they can get sick or hurt and they can relate to that. And they want to make sure that there's an income protection plan in place if they do get sick or hurt. And so we're here to support you, and you can help support your clients. So with that, back to you, Rob.
Thanks. I got a question, Tom, related to the last part about the point of sale support. So I work with a lot of agents that are life focused only, and they have business owner clients, they have individual clients that they really don't even know how to approach them about an income protection plan. What's the best way to engage with you? Is it give you a call and then you can talk to them about, here's some different ways to approach? What should they do if they just don't know where to start?
Well, I think that if you're selling life insurance, you know, analyzing the risk, the probability. Okay, we sell a lot of term life insurance here at CPS. And as any industry expert knows, the likelihood of those policies paying out a claim is less than 5%. And so, or even less, I mean, less than 3% in some instances, but they've got a 9 times greater likelihood that they will get sick or hurt for at least 90 days during their working lifetime before they retire. Okay, so we've got a greater likelihood and we're talking about risk management here. Okay. So what happens if you were to get sick or hurt? And so you're talking about life insurance. Okay. I mean, death is death. Everybody, it's one of the few insurance policy, or the only insurance policy that has a 100% certainty, because you're going to die. But we want to make sure the policy is in place when that happens. But with disability, it may or it may not. Now, if you do get sick or hurt, you want to make sure that it's not catastrophic financially, because everybody's life is dependent on that income every month. You got bills, you got kids, you've got things that are just required. And what this does is it keeps you from having to rush back to work too soon if you get sick or hurt, because that's usually what happens. Somebody goes, I got bills, I got to get back to work, and I can't focus on my recovery. So what do I ask the client? Say, what happens if you got sick or hurt and you couldn't work for a period of time? And wait for an answer and say, where's the money going to come from? What have you got in the war chest is always a good question. I like to, throw out there, kind of lightens the blow a little bit. What have you got in the war chest? How long could you last? 6 months, a year? And hey, if you've got enough in the bank to cover you for a full year, you're fortunate, because most people don't. But I've got an affordable plan that could help if you'd like to learn a little bit more about it. And you're going to get people that shake their head and go, yeah, I would like to learn a little bit more about it. And so you just get a little information, their income, their occupation, their age, and the basic information. We can put together a couple of different scenarios. And a lot of times we'll show a Cadillac plan and a bare bones plan, and then something kind of in the middle. And so that way you're giving them a couple of different options. Something that's going to be affordable is paramount, because it's all about premium. We want to be able to show the client something that is going to be meaningful from a benefit standpoint, as well as affordable from a premium standpoint. So I think, again, just cracking open the book and saying, what happens if you got sick or hurt? And a heart attack doesn't kill you, the car crash doesn't kill you, or the cancer doesn't kill you, but you can't get out of bed and go to work.
Right.
And so that's an easy way of transitioning. So.
Okay. And you and Steve will coach them throughout the entire process and be there if they need that support at the point of sale.
Oh yeah. Conference calls, Zoom meetings, the whole thing. We're available for that.
Excellent. Thank you. Well, we're almost to the end. I just wanted to share one really great piece of information. We recently acquired a contract with Pac Life to sell their term insurance and their no lapse universal life. So if you're on our website and you're running quotes, you're going to see them very competitive, showing up right at the top of the spreadsheet. Great company, great ratings, great service, and good underwriting, and top of the spreadsheet type company. So keep an eye out for Pac Life. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of success with them in the years to come, and we're really happy to have that contract. With that, Lisa, are there any questions in the chat box?
No, we are clear on questions today.
Excellent. Thank you, Tom. Thanks to all the participants for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you on the next CPS Live.
See you next time. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.